Hi, I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network, coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia at NAMMBA Connect 2018. And with me I have Whit Du Plessis.
Yep. Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for joining us. And Jen's daughter, Whit Du Plessis.
Hi, good to see you.
Thank you guys so much for stopping by. So listen, I want to know early on, did you encourage Whit to get into the mortgage business?
I did. I encouraged her to get in the mortgage business, and she said she didn't want to have anything to do with it because it was, she'd seen me, and my husband, we're both in the business as well, just go through years of ups and downs and all arounds as we have in our business, right? But it was the opportunity with MGIC that came up that really encouraged me to change my tune on that and say, this isn't quite the mortgage business, but it is.
Yeah.
And I think MGIC is a fantastic company, so please, just try.
So now I got to ask you, what went through your mind? So mom's saying, get into the mortgage business. You've seen actually the family's involved in the business. And what did you say?
Well, I think I've always tried to beat my own drum as far as with both of my parents, my mom being 35 years in, dad's been in for 25 plus years, and my brother was in for 10. I kind of wanted to go down my own path. I was very reluctant, and it was more of what I know, the ups and downs of the mortgage business. I like to say that I've been in it my whole life because I've experienced it. But my mom really, and my dad and my brother as well, really pushed on MGIC, and it wasn't until I got very long interview process, which I'm so thankful for, that it actually was a great opportunity for me to catapult my career. And it actually is, I kind of kick myself going, I don't know why you hesitated. This is, now I'm going kind of doing a previous mom, why'd you make me clean my room? And now I look at it as now an adult, like, yes, I was right. I go and I say, Mom, you should have kicked me harder in getting in with them, because now it's just, I wake up every morning and I love this industry and I love what it's all about, and maybe being in the bred from it, but in a different way, not being a mortgage originator, but helping mortgage originators.
So you fought it. You fought it actually as much as you possibly could
I did. Yes.
So
yes.
What happened? Like, what was that moment where you just like, the Eureka moment where you're like, okay, mom is right. And I don't know if you want to admit that in front of mom, but
maybe not. No. It's hard to tell the exact moment, and I would say there's been moments throughout the process of being with the company that I'm at with MGIC where I have kind of had that aha moment of just, I made the right decision. It could be from, winning a transaction with a mortgage originator or a company that never did business with us, but because I was able to earn that, that makes me go, gosh, I actually can do this, and I know about the business. And it does help having, my parents being in the business and some of the expertise and the things that I remember as a kid, World Savings Days with Dave Stevens. And, there's so many names in the industry that I'm like, gosh, that name sounds so familiar. And they're still in it, but I have some relation and memories and even, what it was, rates were at 14%, when my mom got in. I know that. Borrowers don't know that are my age, but I know that. So, there's other products and things. So there's so many different things. So to answer your question, I don't think there was one thing. I think that so far over the tenure, there's been so many different things that have made me go, aha, I should have done this a long time ago.
So now, are there disadvantages to having a high-profile mom like Jen, who's, listen, she's out there speaking, she's writing a book, she wrote a book, actually, that's, it's a great book. So what are the disadvantages to having, such a high-profile mom?
Well, I will say the advantages of having someone of my mom and even my father with the reputation, the caliber, the high value 5-star customer service that they provide. There's so many things that outweigh the disadvantages. One disadvantage that kind of always comes to mind is I am in the same market selling that my family sells in the DC metro market. And I do run across clients that take me as face value as Jen's daughter or as Brian's daughter. And are you going to take that business and give it to them? And I have to break down those walls it's difficult. It is, because again, as I said in the beginning, I wanted to walk on my own path. There is that of when I do walk in, yes, it's great. Yeah. But to have that name and recognition of Du Plessis at the end of my name, but at the same token, I want to stand on my own 2 feet. And I think even some of my clients who find out later, some of the time I actually just say, hi, I'm Whitney, or hi, I'm Whit. How are you today? And it's just to make my name known. And if they find out, oh yeah, that's my mom. And if I love her too. She's wonderful. And then they start to see that, hey, I can use my family's name, but I don't always take that in the sense of, taking my mom and saying, oh yeah, Jen's my mom. I have to stand on my own 2 feet as well, but it does help. And like I said, there are so many advantages. There are clients, customers, borrowers that know my family and want to, and it sometimes opens up the door for me to have a conversation with a client that may have been a competitor of my parents, but they respect each other and they say, okay, come on in. And that's where then I'm able to provide my own value aside from just the recognition of my family's name.
I think you also get tired of people saying, your name's familiar. Is your mom Jen? And having to explain it a lot. I think that happens. And in fact, it just happened in the elevator here. I was coming down the elevator and a guy said, are you Jen Du Plessis? I said, yeah. And he said, you're speaking here, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, and you work for an MI company? And I said, no, that's my daughter.
Hey, now you get the gist. Every day, if I encounter it there, yeah. How does it feel?
It feels great. It feels good because I know you're out there and making a name for yourself, and so that's reciprocating, and I think it's wonderful. So it's great.
Have you actually come into the situation where now other people actually have met Whit before they've met you, and you have that proud daughter moment?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, I think a few times that's happened where they say, I think I know your daughter Whitney. She's my MI rep or something like that, and it's the first time I'm meeting them. So yeah, that has happened. That happens quite a bit. But more often what happens is I get tons of compliments about her. I love your daughter. Your daughter's wonderful. She, saved a deal for me. She's great. She's helped us. She's so bubbly. She's right on. And, and that makes me feel.
Jen, if they know her, we don't get to interact all the time, but I'm just like Jen, and it is. But
talking to the same people. Look at you're bad. I don't know where to put the microphone. Right? Yeah, but that's. I mean, we do get that a lot. But no, I'm really proud of her, and she knows. We talk about it all the time. She's proud of us. Yeah, she's proud of me, and she's proud of what I've done, and I'm proud of what she is doing, and will continue to do.
I mean, the future is me through the legacy of my mom, and that's the future for what we're here for is, empowering women, not just women, but people in the mortgage business. This is a great industry to get in. I can say as a millennial, get in now. Learn from people such as my mom and people around you before they retire and they get out, because that is the legacy of this industry, is taking that onward.
Yeah.
All right, Jen, so listen, you've been participating in the conference, you've spoken already. Tell us actually, what are some takeaways that you've gotten from the conference?
Yeah, that's a great question, because sometimes I think people think that if you've been in the business forever that you don't learn anything, and I've learned so much already. I have a couple of new scripts that I'm going to be using, that I'm going to be implementing. I'm trying to think what other things. I've learned about a new lender, in the vendor area that I'm excited to bring back to my company. But I think the biggest thing for me is seeing all the millennials. And I know that, look, you guys don't call me baby boomers. You don't go, hey, look at the boomers. But I love seeing all of the young adults here. I love that they're grasping onto professional development and personal growth. And I'm just really, really encouraged to see that. I love seeing it. I just hope that we can start seeing that in more cities. It's a challenge in some cities that I go to, and where I'm speaking, and we just can't get the young kids on. So the more that we can get into our industry, the better. Financially, it's going to be great for them. Network-wise, I mean, they can take a job anywhere once they're in this business. So I'm really pleased to see that. I'm pleased to see the diversity here. And everyone's just so friendly, and everyone's, we've got a commonality here, and that's really what I'm seeing. And so I'm real happy to see it. I'm so proud of Tony, and what he's done in the last year. I was fortunate enough to speak here last year, but I just see the growth, and I'm just so proud of him, and I'm honored to know him.
Fantastic. Whit, how about you? How's the conference going for you?
This is a first for me. So I actually was introduced to Tony about 1.5 years ago, and by mom. And my mission for being here, and we're in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm not in this market for MGIC, but the thing that brought me to doing this is expanding the chapters, just like the MBA does with their independent chapters based on the areas, is to kind of bring that to the metropolitan areas and across the country. And I wanted to view the NAMMBA conference firsthand to then kind of sell that to our market, why it's such a huge advantage. And I'm very thankful for attending because now, by experience and in being the salesperson, they always say you can't sell a product that you don't believe in. Yeah. I believe in this organization, what it stands for, and just being able to go out there and just be an advocate, be an ambassador, and promote it in the DC market. And as she said, I'm astonished, and I'm a millennial. How many millennials are here? And it's good. It needs to grow more, and that is wonderful to see, because again, I don't see it in my market very much. It's picky choosy here and there, and it's great for me to see, because I'm in that boat too. Is I'm younger and trying to take on the legacy, just like I said, and we need that. Yeah. We need encouragement from our legacy, our ambassadors of this industry, to kind of bring those millennials in and take over once everybody retires and leaves. Yeah.
This is our first conference together.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Yeah, as well. So it's kind of exciting to be here, and she's doing her own thing.
Yeah, we couldn't bring my dad, who usually carries the bags, run security, and so it's a little different for her, but yeah.
Right. No, it's really fun, but it's funny because we didn't have dinner last night together. We didn't have lunch or breakfast together, so we're really on our own paths and doing what we have to do to grow ourselves independently, and then we'll catch up tonight, and that'll be the fun part.
On the plane ride home. Who knows? We're both business women, so she may bail on me just like I might bail on her, but we all have we're here for business, and again, that's a work ethic that I've been molded into, and that's why it's so good for me to be in this industry. It's what I feel like it's what I was bred to do. So, it just took me a little bit longer than most to get in here, but now I am. I'm not going to leave. I don't think I'll leave. So.
Took you a little while to admit your mortgage roots.
Yeah. I'm in the mortgage business. Took a while.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yes.
Wait, thank you so much for stopping by. Jen, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm Andrew Berman from the Mortgage News Network. Thank you for watching.
This is Mortgage News Network.